Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into a really moving perspective shift on how we view and actually respond to the young people in our lives. If you interact with kids, teens, or young adults in any way, what we're looking at today literally has the power to revolutionize those relationships. Let's get into it. So as we hit day 21 of this journey, we have a central thesis that's basically the heartbeat for everything we're unpacking today. It goes like this. Sometimes, one shift in our perspective can change how we respond. It sounds super simple, right? But actually putting this into practice takes real intention, and the payoff is absolutely huge when it comes to guiding the next generation.
Moving into Section 1, Becoming a Safe Presence, Day 21 of our journey.
Just to quickly recap our focus for the week, we've been building up to today's lesson by looking at behavior, cultivating calm and safe spaces, and the whole idea of connection before correction. We also touched on storytelling and those absolutely vital protective factors for resilience.
Which brings us to the core of today, Section 2, Looking Beneath the Behavior, the Perspective Shift. Okay, so when we only see surface-level behavior, like disrespect, which, let's be honest, is incredibly triggering for us as adults, we usually just react with our own frustration. But if we stop right there, we completely miss the fear that the child is experiencing right beneath the surface. Disrespect is so often just a noisy mask for a kid who's feeling deeply unsafe.
Or think about stubbornness. When we get stuck just seeing a kid digging their heels in, we tragically miss the sheer overwhelm that's driving them. A kid who refuses to budge might literally just have a nervous system that is totally maxed out. And the sad part is, we often end up pushing them harder, exactly when they need us the most to help them regulate.
And what about when we dismissively label something as just attention-seeking? When we do that, we completely fail to recognize a desperate, fundamental need for connection. Seriously, think about how just flipping the script in your head from attention-seeking to connection-seeking changes your whole vibe. Suddenly, you're not trying to ignore the behavior, you're trying to meet the very real human need behind it. Finally, when we only see defiance, we miss the vulnerable child who simply doesn't know how to articulate their pain, confusion, or big emotions yet. Defiance is loud, it's disruptive, for sure, but the pain beneath it, that's usually silent and hidden. Shifting our perspective means tuning our radar to catch that silent struggle rather than just punishing the loud symptom. To actually make this shift, we're learning to hit pause and ask ourselves one incredibly powerful question. What might this behavior be communicating? Taking just a single breath to ask yourself that internally, it completely changes the temperature of the room. It pulls us out of a reactive state and puts us right into a mindset of curiosity and wisdom.
Moving on to Section 3, A Safer Way to Correct, Firm without being harsh.
Now let's be super clear here. Shifting our perspective absolutely does not mean we just excuse bad behavior. Understanding the why behind an action doesn't magically erase what actually happened, right? Kids still absolutely need correction, healthy boundaries, and firm guidance from us to grow. Looking beneath the behavior just makes our boundaries that much more effective. But here's the catch. We have to learn to provide that correction from a safe place. That means actively avoiding those deeply damaging, knee-jerk adult responses. We literally can't correct from a place of rage, or try to shame them, or operate out of a need for ultimate control, or even react from our own unhealed wounds. When we come from those places, the correction becomes all about us, not about guiding the child.
The alternative here is really beautiful. By just slowing down our reactions, we can be firm without being harsh. We can effectively guide kids without crushing their spirit. It's all about being slower to react and quicker to understand. That is the true mark of a safe adult presence, holding the line on boundaries while fiercely protecting the emotional well-being of the kid.
All right, Section 4, Community Action and Reflection, Sharing Our Perspective Shifts.
Let's talk about how we can actually apply this. Your specific action step today is to thoughtfully complete this sentence in the community space. One shift in how I now see a child's behavior is... Just remember the golden rule here. Keep confidentiality. Protect the child's dignity by leaving out names or private details, and just focus entirely on the internal shift that happened for you. If you're wondering what that might look like, here are a few examples straight from the text. Maybe you realize you're now asking what they feel, rather than just what they did. Or you're seeing a behavior as a request for safety, connection, or help. Or maybe your shift is simply recognizing that you want to calm yourself down first before you step in to correct.
Sharing honest realizations like these is a great way to recognize how your own approach has evolved.
To anchor all of this, the source text gives us a really grounding spiritual principle from Colossians 3:12. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Now, whether you approach this from a faith background or a completely secular one, this perfectly captures the exact heart posture we need to cultivate to do this work well.
Think about those words: compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. Make no mistake, these are not weak traits. They are incredibly strong qualities. It takes massive internal strength to be patient when you're frustrated, or gentle when you're being provoked. But these are the exact characteristics that allow us to become truly safe adults for the kids in our lives. The text wraps up with this profound operating mantra, framed as a prayer. Let my presence bring safety, not fear. Let my words build, not break. It's a constant reminder that our ultimate goal here is to guide the next generation with truth and love. We want to be a refuge of safety, not a source of fear. Which brings us to a vital question to chew on today. What changed in how I see behavior this week? As we wrap this up, remember that you aren't just healing yourself. You're becoming a safer harbor for the children who need you the most. So the next time a child acts out in front of you, what will you choose to see? Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next Explainer.